what I use is a scanner like this. This is called the Pristine Scanner, ESP scanner, ESP4. Is not available anymore to the public, but I have it from my days at Pristine. And so in the morning, I look for gap trades. I compile the gaps list by scanning for all stocks that are gapping up above 2% and below 2%. See it? Now, if the market is gapping down a lot, you're going to have a lot of gap down. So I can adjust the percentage up or down. If the market was down 2%, I would only look for things that are gapping down at least 4%. Does that make sense? If the market was, likewise, if the market was up 2-3%, I would only look for things that are up over 5% or 7%. Or does that make sense? But in the morning, I compile a gaps list. I go over the gaps. Now, what kind of gaps should you look at in the morning? Mainly two types: professional and novice. Professional are surprise gaps, igniting gaps, and novice are exhaustion gaps. Pretty much every gap is professional unless it is clearly novice. What's a clearly novice gap? Something like Marina. mRNA on Friday was a novice gap. Up, 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 and then a gap up after multiple bars. Up. But every other gap that is not, like EROS today was a little novice. It wasn't totally novice, but it was, I put it as novice gap. Actually, I put three as novice gaps. The EROS, the NBY, which came in, and I put the EXCL also, which didn't come in at all. But everything else in general is a professional gap. Okay, so I compile the gaps list, post it in the morning in the room. That's easy to do. You just need to understand gaps and what to look for. Which gaps should make your list basically. In terms of the afternoon, I look for. I'm gonna close out of the scanner because now I'm not scanning for gaps anymore. I already did it this morning. Actually, I'll just keep it open, no problem. Let's see, here we go. In the afternoon, this is what I look for. I look for mainly buy setups and sell setups, but I want to give you some tips here, what to look for, okay? When scanning in the afternoon, when scanning for intraday plays. Again, in the morning, I scan for gap trades. In the afternoon, I scan for everything. Now, assuming we're scanning for bullish plays, always remember that stocks can correct either through time or through price. As such, there are ultimately two patterns to look for: pullbacks or breakouts. Again, pullbacks or breakouts, because a stock that's moving up can either correct by pulling back or by going sideways. So you can either look long on a base breakout or look to play long a pullback to go back up. Okay? This is called, base breakouts are called momentum trading. Pullbacks are called basically value trading. You're buying a stock that's on a discount, that's on a pullback. You're buying a stock that's at the highs and you're looking to sell it higher. You're buying high, looking to sell higher. So that's more momentum. So in the first, when it's a base breakout, you really want to make sure that this stock is a high momentum stock, that at the moment it's moving up a lot. It's moving nicely. It's not dead sideways and it's just doesn't have any energy. In the case of a pullback, it's not as important for it to be a high momentum stock, but it's preferable that the rally that preceded that pullback, it's preferable that it be a strong, healthy rally with lots of nice big green bars. Okay, so just always understand that we can either look for pullbacks or breakouts. Everything else is a variation for the most part. Now, we almost all know this. So, okay, Oops, didn't mean to go full screen like this, so just give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this. Now here's some tips. We want the stock to be above a 45 degree 20 MA. Just last night, no, it was a comment on YouTube. I thought I got an email. It was a comment. How can you tell it's a 45 degree 20 MA? If it is going from the left corner of the chart to the upper right corner of the chart, it's usually 45 degree. Usually, not always. So we want a moving average that looks like this. Now, assuming your charts are square, right? We want a moving average that's just in a nice 45 degree. It's a visual thing. Doesn't have to be perfect. I want the stock, the price of the stock, to be above the 20, and I want the 20 to be above the 200. If it's above the 200 MA, it means it's bullish, not just right now, but in general. It's bullish because the 200 MA is a long-term moving average. So I want the short-term moving average to be above the long-term moving average, okay, in general. And I want the price to be above the 20. That's the first thing. Second is, I want the stock to not have resistance, much resistance to the left, which is a concept that we call tradable void. So you want to have a tradable void so that it can move up without encountering any supply. Best if the stock has a catalyst on the daily chart. Best if the stock has something about it that is compelling on the daily chart. So one of the easiest things to look for is gaps, right? And that's usually the best catalyst. So best if the stock is gapping on the daily chart. We want the stock to have momentum. The stock has to have momentum, not red, green. Momentum means follow through. It means you get one green bar, another green bar, third green bar in a row. So this is what momentum looks like. You get, again, this is momentum, nice green bars. And then when it pulls back, it also, you get nice red bars. You get multiple of those. You don't get red, green, red. You don't want that. You want, again, continuity, follow through. Up, 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 and then down, down, down. You want follow through. That's momentum. Okay? If the stock is sideways all day, meaning it opened flat on the day and it just went sideways, those are the ones that you want to stay away from. We like sideways stocks if the sideways pattern comes after a big move up or a big move down and then a sideways base. Those are good. But what we don't want to trade are stocks that open flat and stay flat the whole day. Sideways all day, stay away. It rhymes. And lastly, don't ignore your intuition or your feel for the stock and the next likely move, because I used to ignore how I felt about the stock, only to realize that the ones that felt good were the ones that work the best. Because even if your mind doesn't really recognize what's happening, if the stock, you look at it and you say this stock is about to move, you might not recognize why, but don't ignore it. Watch it and see if that ends up being the case. Okay, you can try the IVR one more time here. The offer is pretty strong, the bid is weak, so it would be at 289, stop 290 or short right here, stop over the offer, which is 291. You can try it. It's not moving much, so I wouldn't expect much movement on the IVR. If you were to if it were to come in a little bit, but as soon as the bid breaks or is about to break, can try it short with a stop over 90, over 290 as a level 2 trade. But it needs to, the bid needs to get a little weaker. Still a little bit strong at the moment. And so with that in mind, any questions about what I said so far, what to scan for? So in the morning, I scan I look for gaps, right? In the afternoon, I look for I scan thumbnail charts based on the I scan for thumbnail charts on the 15-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart. Okay. Hey Paul, here you go. I can't fit it all in the same, so I'm gonna let me just do something. Maybe I'll just make it a little smaller. Can I scroll up? Hold on just 1 second to get it all in the same window here. There you go. It's all in the same window. So take a picture if you want. Okay. One second. Now I'm going to close out of it. So, sure, we'll send the recording later on. So with that in mind, now what I do is I have all the US stocks that trade over 500,000 shares in volume, but usually I only play things that trade over 1 million shares in volume on average. So I have them spread out on thumbnail charts. Of course, that's over 1,500 charts. I don't have 1,500 charts opened. So what I have is pages. You know, so I have a page, each page has 200 charts. I have pages or layouts for different sectors. So I have a page for the semiconductors industry, for the banks, oil stocks, retail stocks, I don't know, utilities, real estate. I have 24 different sectors. Some sectors are small, so I combine them with other sectors on the same page. And I start opening the pages one by one, looking for either pullbacks or base breakouts. Now, because I know what to look for, I'm not going to end up with 200 pullbacks and 200 base breakouts. I'll end up with maybe a few that I like 5 or so, 5 longs, 5 shorts. Now, I do incorporate the market in my analysis, and the market at the moment is weak, okay? But at the same time, it's not so weak that I would only look for shorts. It can go either way still. It's mostly neutral. The uptrend is still intact, but right now the market is showing a little bit of relative weakness. So, you know, I'm going to look for both shorts and longs based on the criteria or the, you know, the points that we went over. It's not an exact criteria, but just, you know, some things to keep in mind when scanning. All right? So, okay, before I do that, the first thing that I do before I start scanning the different sectors, I just look at the gaps. The gaps I already have on my charts. And so that's the first thing I do. And I notice that, you know, the MDP, I said, is the best short, right? It's gone already. Now, I'm in the IVR. I already covered 5,000 and I have 5,000 left. But MDP triggered. When I compile my watch list, I put it all here on the red and the green watch list, and then I go over it one more time, and I come up with my favorites. My favorites go on these 2 watch lists. These are not favorites. So for right now, so I always know what is setting up, what is currently setting up, because I may have 20 here, 30. I'm not going to be able to watch 30 items at the same time. So I'm always looking at what's currently setting up, and I create a favorites list. Okay. Let me look at a couple things here. A nice mention on the SSL. EFON, didn't see it till now, but good. I mean, not looking at it till now. Nice mention. USO is open. Okay, so based on what I just said, I want to start over here with the watch list, okay? MDP triggered already. It was the only thing that I thought was, you know, should be on the favorites. So the entry for that should have been under 1305, under this bar's low, the lowest bar's low. But don't know if anybody took it. I kind of forgot about it. So that was nice. And then the longs, we'll create a watch list in a second here. But I just want to create a watch list with you. I mentioned the MIT, it's going already. And shorts, believe it or not, there isn't anything that I like other than the IVR, which I'm already in. And that's not very good anyway. GPMT is weak. Is another, what do you call it, a REIT. The REITs look all lower. XAN is weak. That's another REIT. HTZ is weak. Looks lower. Those are, no, HTZ obviously is not a REIT. Yeah, looks lower. Looks okay. And then long, we had to watch this. I shouldn't have deleted it. We have TNK is on a pullback. That's a really nice pullback. Looks okay over 79. Long. Stop would be under 46. Right? As a long, that's a really beautiful pullback with one exception, which is the how much it pulled back is a lot. You know, the retracement percentage is a lot. And again, I had to watch. I shouldn't have deleted it. I already compiled it, but yeah, triple BY maybe. And so that's what I have from the gaps list. Now to add more to the items that I have, I need to scan the entire sector, right, or the entire stock market by sector. I scan by sector, by industry, and by volume, right? So that's what I do. I just want to either put the stop in the system on the IVR or pay attention to it, because it's at 91 is the stop on the back half of IVR. Basically 1 penny negative on the IVR. 1 penny negative on the back half. And the market moving back up. We said FLR is probably a breakout, but the problem is I don't have anything that I really like. That's the problem. I have some ideas, but they're all mediocre at best. So that's the problem. Can you explain the PBF? Yeah, it was a climactic move up on the PBF. A climactic move up with a doji reversal bar. Was it at 11? Yeah, right here. Under 51, I think it was the number. Yeah, 751. So that was the idea, is that it's a climactic move up, and so when you get the reversal bar, it comes in. And so it came in a good amount, and then, you know, there were better ones than that. The NVAX, for example, the PDD, same thing. But I didn't take any reversal plays today. PDD over here. So up, 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 and then you get that climactic move up plus the doji bar, right? So that's the reversal bar. So short under it, stop above it. Okay? So that was basically the idea. IVR is going to trail on the back, which is okay. Break even on the back. 1 penny negative. If it takes out 90. And so if you don't have anything from the gaps list that you like, that's when that's when you should start, when you should scan the sectors. Now the sector stuff I have on a different system. So here to the side, you're going to see me scanning basically. But the gaps I have on either side, so I have a middle monitor that I'm looking at right now, and then one monitor to the left, one monitor to the right, and those are my gaps. But over here further to the right, I have the sectors. So that's what I'm going to look for. USO I'm keeping overnight. So I'm keeping overnight. No, I'm not using Trade Ideas, but Trade Ideas is probably the best scanner out there. Probably the best scanner. So, it's not bad at all. But I'm not using Trade Ideas. I'm using a separate scanner. Okay? Okay. All right. So I'm going to start scanning here. And as I said, all the the stocks that I have are on 15-minute charts. 15 because right now it's too small of too late in the afternoon to use a 5-minute chart, right? Or a 2-minute chart. So 15 is ideal for the afternoon, in my opinion. 15 is ideal. Okay, so the page is coming up. I'm looking at the technology stocks first. And I'll show you what stands out. For sure the SWIR is bullish, staying at the highs. SWIR, I mean, that is really bullish. Look at the daily chart though, it's up a lot, so that would be hard to do. Some bearish items would be like the MU's bearish, declining 20. Stock is below it, so that's good, but it's also sloppy, very, very sloppy. Saber's weak, very weak. So anything that stands out, and any pullbacks and any breakouts. And I have 200 charts. They're not all coming up. I wonder why. I'm gonna close out of TradeStation for a second. One second, please. Refreshing the page. No, I'm using Realtek. It's called EMS actually, Realtek. For my intraday scanning, for swing trading, I use DC2000. Okay. DHT looks like it's going to be a breakout on DHT. So I'm just waiting for the charts to come up a little bit. I don't know why everything is so slow today. Maybe my Wi-Fi is a little slow. It's interesting. May need to play. This machine is on Wi-Fi. I may need to hook it up. I don't know why everything is slow. Charts are they usually come up right away. I know you don't see, but the charts are not coming up. SMAR. I'll take a look. Short or long? Is bullish, yeah. Pretty bullish. You know, these like the TNK, the DHT, those look higher, and then the TK also. Those what do you call them? And then NAT. And they all look good. I mean, look okay. All of them. KRG breakdown, never heard of it. KRG from James, thanks James. Pretty weak. Kite Realty, so that's a real estate stock. Funny, I never ever have a problem with my Wi-Fi, and today I'm having slow charts over there, but they're coming up. Must be something wrong with my Wi-Fi today. Yeah, FRO is, I don't like it that much though, because if you look at it, you have a lot of resistance right here. It's sideways today, sideways all day. These ones at least they moved. You know, so that's why I put these. But I have all 6 of them. I have the TNK, the TK, the STNG, FRO, NAT, and DHT. Those are the best 4 out of the 6. Okay, so looking at the oil stocks actually, to see if there's anything good in the oil sector. A lot of stocks have moved a lot in oil, but they're mostly, you know, they're like the pullbacks are too deep. ENB has a pullback, a buy setup. So I'm either looking for pullbacks or breakouts, or counter rallies and sell setups. This is a penny stock, otherwise basing at, not basing really, but looks lower. FTK. I can't short penny stocks unless I do it at TradeStation. Unless I locate the stock, this looks lower, but again, penny stock. A lot of the oil stocks are now penny stocks because oil dropped like 75% or something. A lot of the oil stocks have this year. GPOR is going to be a buy setup. GPOR is going to be, you know, we can watch it for a buy setup. So notice I'm looking for either pullbacks or base breakouts. That's basically what I'm looking for. Or counter rallies short to play short, or base breakdowns. That's basically what I look for. Wow, MTDR fell really hard. Look at MTDR. It fell really hard. It's falling still. MTDR. Okay, the charts are now much faster, which is good. Looking at the technology stocks, this isn't a base breakout or, I mean, a base breakdown or a counter rally in a sell setup, but it's weak. So sometimes I also put on the list anything that has a lot of relative weakness or relative strength, and wait for it to set up. So from the semiconductors industry, that's pretty much it. Don't have anything else that I like. Let's look at the retail stocks. Retail. VBIV, I think it went climactic, so I wouldn't do it. No, because it went climactic. The first buy setup after climactic move up usually fails. Usually fails. Hey, nice USO. I have 7,500 shares of USO. So we'll see. And then AGEN, I'll take a look. Okay, some news maybe on AGEN. AGEN. Doesn't have a ton of room. On the daily, it's almost already at target on the AGEN, but we can put it on a chart. AGEN, right? So I like to keep the bullish items over here on the left, bearish items on the right. So separate them. The gaps together, the professional gaps together, the novice gaps together, the scalpy stocks together. Anything that comes up that you guys bring to my attention, I put it on the list. Guys, all of these are triggering. I'm gonna do the TNK on the next buy setup because this was a deep pullback. I decided not to do it on the first entry on the TNK, but I might regret it. I mean, it might just keep going. It's a deep pullback. First buy setup after a deep pullback is risky, but they're all triggering. Here they are. They're on the list. They're on the list. Okay, retail stocks are dying today. Shoe. I have it on the list right here. I all 4. Look at this. Look at shoe. That's really, really weak. Look at Macy's. Very, very weak. I do have one thing that I like here. This is nice. Nice mention GB. There is one thing that I like, which is the GNTX is a sell setup. Kind of with a gap down. So I'll put it on the favorites for now, but it's a little sloppy too. GNTX. USO, baby. Alright. No jinx on USO. We might have caught the bottom on USO. So I can tell you how much it's up. But yeah, that's pretty nice on USO. No jinx. We'll see. I'm logging. I closed out of my trade station because it was on my scanning system, and I felt like my scanning system is so slow. It's on Wi-Fi, so I closed out of it. So I don't know how much USO is up now. So I'm gonna look at technology stocks. It's up 750, not that much, because I bought it at I think 385 on USO, so it's up 750, but it's a long-term play. I'm just keeping it as a long-term play on USO. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it does on USO. Hopefully it does. Okay, looking at the healthcare stocks, biotech and whatnot, and pharmaceuticals and just healthcare stocks. They're very, very, very bullish today. Healthcare stocks. Really, really bullish. So, but OPK, we want to look for things that are either basing, bullish and basing, or pullbacks. OPK is in between a base and a pullback. MNTA must have had some news, so it needs to go sideways for a little while longer. MNTA. ALGN is a buy setup right here if anybody wants to try it, but it's a spready stock. ALGN is about to trigger a buy setup long. A lot of them are very, very bullish, but they're way up there. Like you can't do anything with them. ADPT, for example, is way up there. So that's the ADPT. Look at Pack B. How about this on the? How about this as a base breakout? Pack B over the highs here. Looks good, doesn't it? Very quiet base, very tight base, but the stock doesn't have much momentum. Over 325, stock 323. It's a tight base, which is nice, but what? But it lacks the momentum. So I don't know if it's really gonna be able to pop much or not. Yeah, the biotech are so strong. Like BioMarin is strong, Inc is strong, Amgen is strong, CTLT is strong. I mean, ALNY, but they're I don't usually play these. They're too spready. BioMarin, new highs. Inc, base breakout. Yeah, they're really, really bullish. But again, no reason to clutter up the watch list if I'm not going to even call these or play these. And I know myself, I don't play these. Excess breakout, ARWD, basing, Piton, I'll take a look. USO, is it at $4? Alright. So USO, likely the bottom. Just remember, I called it here. Okay, it was called here, the bottom, when no one in America thought it was the bottom. But I hope it's the bottom. We'll see. Yeah. The Piton looks lower, but it's at support. ARWR, is that the symbol? ARWR. Chuck. I'm just saying, you know, how many people really thought USO is a long today after a gap down to all-time lows? How many people thought it was a long? Just saying. But you have a point. One shouldn't pat themselves on the back. No jinx, no jinx. Agreed. I'm going to look at industrial stocks next. Industrial. USO is a swing, so I'm going to keep it till it reaches like 450 maybe. Maybe 450. In fact, I think it's the bottom for a while. You could also take some at the hourly chart, at the gap fill basically. That will be resistance on the USO. So we'll see. Good job, Paul. Good job. All right. So looking at industrial stocks. ODFL looks slower. ODFL looks slower. Very, very weak. So we'll add it to the list. But again, it's not a base breakout, and it's not a rally and a sell setup. Utilities are really weak. Utilities are very, very weak. Look at LNT, how weak it is. CMS, they're all very, very weak. Very, very weak. By the way, USO is like at target 1. Almost. Oh no, not quite at target 1 on USO. I just have a bad tick. I have tails. So on USO would be, you know, to here, target 1. So that's 410. We could take half. I don't know on USO. Could take half. I think on 79 on USO. 79, 379, which is the bottom right here. 379 on USO. PHG I think is an ADR, so most ADRs don't move very much. So that's why I wouldn't do the PHD, wouldn't watch it. But, you know, because it's an ADR. So industrial stocks for the most part are weak. HTLD is weak. The shippers are weak. I mean the trucking stocks are weak, and the oil shippers are strong. Oh, you know, the oil shippers are not going to give me another way in. TNK just is gone. I might not get another way in. GLNG is a buy setup, looks good. GLNG over that red bar. Over 652 on GLNG. GLNG. Looks good, isn't it? Doesn't it look good? Over 652, stop 642. Target the prior high. Not bad. GLNG. HTZ, as some of you mentioned earlier, is very weak. I'm not finding any really high quality stuff to share with you or to play. Not finding any high quality plays here. G-Log is bullish, another shipper, but it's already triggered. G-Log is really bullish. DBX decent, okay. Bullish, yeah, bullish, but very spready and very sloppy, but very bullish. AH, Climo, oh, no. Talking about something else, okay. Alright. I'm going to take a look at basic materials and REITs, real estate stocks. NRZ in the meantime, let's take a look at. That's real estate. NRZ. Looks lower. Looks slower. GIL, sure. Good. Glad it did. Good job. Not doing anything at the moment. PDD is a breakout. Those shippers are not going to give me a way back in. or a way in, a secondary entry. It does not look like they're going to give us a secondary entry. Again, looking at real estate stocks, mostly weak. KRG, oh, that's the one that James mentioned. It stands out because it's really weak. That's in the real estate sector. KRG. And then Star is good. Star lower but late. Star lower. KALA, take a look. Yes, I am trading the 15 minute, and I do look at multiple time frames. So I look at the 5 minute mostly, the 15 and the 5 in the afternoon, but the pattern has to be set up on the 15 minute. If there's no pattern on the 15, I usually don't even bother looking at the smaller time frame. So I look at the 15 minute first. KLA is good. Look at the PDD also, breaking out. Not my style, but I'm just mentioning some of the items that are standing out, that stand out. Okay. MIT, yeah, MIT does look lower, doesn't it? Mentioned it earlier. Also the CLNC. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate it. MIT and CLNC, both in the same sector. I don't know. I don't think they're going to move much, but you could try it. What are you going to lose? 1 cent. MITT at 86 by 87. And then the other one was CLNC. And the IVR, of course, right? IVR actually looks okay one more time on level 2. CLNC is maybe CLNC is not as good. Take a look at the IVR. Market moving back up. Okay, and last sector here. Gogo's pretty weak today. Check out Gogo. Stands out. Really weak. And then wow, MMC broke out. Oh no, not MMC. MKC is breaking out. KHC is also breaking out. Okay. Thanks, Gateway. Somebody must have talked about crude, WTI crude at 176. Right. Thanks, Gateway. MKC is on fire. So there's a lot of things that are getting bought, but I passed on on the nicest thing was the TNK. Why did I pass on it? Because in my opinion, that was a deep pullback. Usually the first pullback doesn't work, goes up and then it fails, or gives you a secondary entry, like another base breakout or a W pattern. So I didn't do it, and that worked. It did, also the other tankers, shippers work too. GLNG is just triggering. GLNG just triggered over 52, I said, by 41 maybe, by 42, 10 cent stop. Looks good. GLNG as a long. I wonder what we're gonna do with USO, because it's coming into target 1, but I wonder if I want to keep it all long term or do half and half, which is what I usually like to do. So can trail half here USO if you're a short-term trader right here, under the 5 basically, under O2 on USO. It's up even here after a pullback. It's up 1200. but now it's coming in, of course. USO is coming in. I'm waiting for that platform to open up here. It's waiting. It's opening up my trade station. So coming in, I didn't take anything. So that's USO. That's KALA, and there's Guild. We'll see on USO. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, a lot of things are getting bought, especially the oil shippers are really getting bought. PDD, I'm letting them go because that's not really what I do. Those are not, they're not perfect setups here, so I'm letting them go. Oh my god, look at WTI. Holy cow. Wow. Big pop. Can we scalp the WTI? That is the question. Let's take a look at WTI. I'm gonna close out of TradeStation because I don't want it to slow down my system. I have like already 4 platforms open here. So where's TradeStation? I'm closing out of it. Okay, and then I'll take a look at WTI as a potential scalp short off the level 2 maybe on WTI. I don't see it just yet, meaning I don't see a setup just yet. Nice daily on the WTI. It's a daily buy setup, transitionary buy setup. And watch the IVR, please. Help me watch the IVR. So not yet on the WTI. So what else in oil that's moving a lot? Just WTI. That's the only thing that's moving nicely, I think. Let me refresh the page. So let's watch the WTI. It's got the volume spike. See that volume spike? So potentially a climb here on WTI. The entry would be under 18 in about 10 seconds once that bar finishes forming, in about 9 seconds. Could try it. I try to stay away from playing counter trend stocks that are low priced because a lot of times they fail. But what I do sometimes when the pattern isn't very good is I play it as a scalp, just the initial move down, and as soon as it starts to go back up I get out, instead of managing it and trying to nurse it and keep it until it gets to target. I just play the initial move down and then I'm done with it. So MTDR came in hard. Okay, yeah, just the WTI that's moving nicely. Again, can try it under 18 short. Wasn't able to find stuff that I would consider like really high quality stuff today, high quality setups. So I'm having to think about my plays hard before I pull the trigger. Those shippers, they're killing me. They're really going. Look at the TNK. You're already at target. Or the first one, TNK. Really nice. That's almost a target. DHT. I put them on the list here. So good job. ASML is an ADR, so usually I just don't do them. I believe you. I believe you. Gateway. I believe you. By the way, under 18 can try it short. We're gonna try it short under 18. Stop at over 20. So 2 cents on WTI. Under 18 by 20 on WTI, but I'm not gonna size it to a full risk, just a little bit. So if I lose, I might lose $100. It's on an uptick. Can you believe it? It's on an uptick. It's up a lot on the day, and it's on an uptick because of yesterday. Because it dropped, I guess, on Friday, so now it's on an uptick. We might not be able to get filled if it were to trigger break 18, but hasn't broken under 18. WTI yet, hasn't broken down yet. It'd be under 218. Oh, it's triggering here if you can get it. WTI. Don't love it, but it's just an idea short on WTI. And then G-Log is going climactic. Look at G-Log, guys. Pretty nice on G-Log. WTI triggering. We'll see how much it gives us. This one, I hope it comes in a little bit here. WTI to like 10. That's it. That's all we would need. Because it's a tight stop. 2 cent stop. 3 cent stop. On the WTI. 212 would be even good. If we even got just 212 on WTI. Wasn't able to get filled right away, so. But anyways, cover some, okay? I mean, I know it's only a couple cents, but I would cover half WTI. And then back half break even or stick with the high today on the WTI. We'll see. If it rolls over, we'll lower the back half to 17. Really, the best idea this afternoon were the shippers. That was the best idea, and it's the first thing that stood out. I mean, they're the first on the list. That's the first thing that stood out when I looked at my charts. Market is popping a good amount, moving up a good amount. The Qs. And then we're going to cover, I'm going to trail the back half of WTI to 17. 217 on the back half of WTI, okay? It's already at 217 by 218, so to 218. Let's just say. Didn't come in much, you know, just a tiny bit, so it's alright. Home run on these. Congrats if you took them. Now this one actually gave me the chance to get in it, GLNG, because I found it later on while scanning, and so it didn't go right away. Could have gotten it at 652, but I didn't. So again, gave me the chance to get at 652, over 652. I had the chance to get it there. And G-Log, Climo, GLOG, is going a little climactic. GLOG. We'll watch it. We'll watch. Thoughts on, ask me like, you know, okay, thoughts, I got it, as a long swing. No, it's pretty bad. It moved up a lot already, and it's into the declining 20 on the daily chart. So you gotta have a pattern on the daily before playing something as a swing. Don't see a pattern on it on the daily chart. I personally don't see a pattern. Mid short, it's not moving. Ortipa, you can, I think it was under 86. Yeah, 86. It's just not moving much. You could, as a level 2, you could, but really it's just not moving very much at all. So I don't know. MITT, G-Log is coming in. You could and just trail it to the offer. Yeah, I mean the home the not I keep saying home builders, the shippers, the oil shippers, disappointing because we had them, we could have. These are all shippers, so I didn't do them. It's the first thing I put on the bullish list, but I guess I decided to not play them. Wow. So you can on the MITT. You can. USO is coming in. I don't trade news. Yeah, that's why it's up so much, right? So, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose. If you had the news before it went up, then sure. But since it's already up on the news, you know, the news is already factored into the price of the stock. I'll keep an eye on the EURN. That is a little climactic. EURN is a little climo, but not really that climactic. EURN. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll try to keep an eye on it. Okay, I'll take a look at the ONEM. Went climactic already, so I wouldn't do the buy setup because it went climactic already. Amrin looks higher, but it's already late as an entry on the intraday, but looks higher at least to the 20 MA on the daily chart. VTIQ, I'll take a look. Not sure, don't like it that much. UNG, no, I mean let me look at it on multiple time frames. It's transitioning on the daily chart. It's okay, I'm neutral on it. The larger time frame is still bearish. I'd say short-term bullish. Short-term bullish. I think the TNK is too late. I mean, if you bought it earlier, great, this one, but I think it's too late to be buying it here. The entry should have been over 72 by 52. 20-cent stop is already, you know, is already up $1.50. Oh no, $1.20 from the entry. I think it's too late. Yep, very, very bullish, but I would say too late. Okay, great. If you're in, great. 5 hours, wonderful. You're welcome. Good job. Good job. Sure. Well, that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. So no problem. Sounds good. Let's take a look at the WTI. Basing at the highs. Level 2 is a bit weak, but is basing at the highs. I mean, the bid is weak, but basing at the highs. And then EURN, really strong offer, but probably still goes higher. Not doing anything at the moment, just taking it easy. We'll go over the watch list one more time and clean it up in a minute. Market on a run up here could come in a little bit, but it's trying to like I don't want to be trying to split hairs here. So just small drop, small rally. Maybe we come in a little bit. It's more sideways than anything. This market right now is more neutral than anything, I think. The WTI is coming in. WTI, not that I like it much, coming in a little bit. And then IVR flatlined, it looks like. Market, there goes the market. But I don't have anything that I like short. I like the MDP, which dropped a little bit, rallied back up. GNTX, garbage. The star is weak. Can we do the star short? STAR. It's very, very weak, but level 2 is not good on it. And there goes the market. Big red bar in the Qs. Big red bar. Any of the shippers going Climo here? That was the most disappointing thing this afternoon, is the shippers not getting in any of them. But it's my fault. I just didn't want to be aggressive and ended up missing out. It's no problem though. This is Climo. This is actually climactic. Yeah. IVR is coming in a little bit. I wonder if it's any good, IVR. And this probably topped out. This probably topped out. G-log. Let's take a look at the IVR. Sell setup on the IVR. Market, big red bar. Wow. It's almost like news in the market. Pizza, PZZA, breakout, but coming in already, so it's too late to play long. Too late to play long. And it's not a short. Okay. Too late to play long, and it's not a short. Market, while it's a big red bar, it's still sideways. On the Qs, still sideways. USO, I thought about selling half at 02. Oh my god. We jinxed it. I thought about selling half at 02, but I didn't sell any. So I started to say, it's close to target 1, to that resistance area. Oh well. I'm gonna let it play out, keeping the whole thing overnight unless it breaks 70. Unless it breaks 70, keeping the whole thing overnight. We jinxed it for sure. WTI worked, but I didn't manage to hold on to it. Did it with I don't know if I made like a penny or two on it, but that's about it. I was looking at the shippers to see if the DHT namely goes Climo, because the DHT looks the most extended. So can try the DHT short under this bar's low, under 36, stop high today, which is 45 on the DHT is okay. Is okay as a short. Not too bad. If anybody wants to try it, it just triggered. Is not too bad actually. Okay, on this one. Yeah, I go with the charts. I don't care what the futures are for WTI, or I don't care about the news. I go with the chart, and the chart works. Every account is up. Every account, and not just today, but in general. Every account is up, and I don't even look at I still have the USO at 79, at 379. That is my trail. But I coulda, shoulda, I don't know, sold half. Would have been nice. That's a big red bar. Unfortunately, it looks like it was a breakout failure now on the USO. I'll leave it alone for now, but that's a deep pullback. It's not a pullback, it's a breakout failure. I'll leave it alone for now, but hopefully if it bounces back up, we could look to do something with it. We could like take half or, yeah. Triple BY, I saw that, looks slower. It's not that good. It looks slower, but I don't really think it's that good. Wow, I'm disappointed in that USO. I don't even have my account up, my TradeStation account, so let's just make sure I have a... We'll let it play out. Yeah, I know, Mark. Oh well. That's why I don't like to celebrate plays early, because something you never know, right? You never know. IVR. I don't think so. I think it's a breakout failure now on USO. IVR short under 87 by 93. It's an idea. IVR DHC. Okay. Short 286 by 294. Stop and then target. Target not much. 283. 283 and target 2. Target 2 would be, who knows, not sure, low of the day, but I don't think it's gonna get to the low of the day. On the IVR is an idea short. PDD could short right here under that red bar's low, under 50.97 on the PDD as a short. Market weakening a little bit, but again, we can't read too much into it because it's still sideways base inside of a larger uptrend. Let me look at the shippers here, see if they're any good at all. One by one, DHT, FRO. What about the GLNG, or not the GLNG, the G-Log? Those are the three, and then EURM. Those are the 3-4 Climbos. A little bit. DHT. Still okay. And then FRO. So here's the 4 climactics. DHT. FRO. GLOG. Still going. And then EURM. Those are the 4 shippers that are a little bit climactic. And I don't like any of them. Market is showing some weakness here. I don't know what happened to USO. I have no idea what happened to USO. It's pretty good, but not anymore. Yeah, it's failing. Can try some of that IVR. Okay, yeah, USO is now went from being up 1200 to now down 37 bucks, 33 bucks. So we'll see. Can try the EURN short under the 5. I'm gonna need the USO to slow down a little bit. You know, to like move up before killing it. Under 1140. Under 1140. If anybody wants to try the EURN. Don't like it that much, personally. I'm gonna pass. And DHT triggering on the 5. DHT on the 5 short. I would say still under. I would say under 83, 34, or could try it under 37. But it's not very good. It's just okay. It's just an okay idea, basically. Market, that's a big red bar. So I don't know if we have news or we're gonna fail on the uptrend soon. Not today, I don't think. But Qs. Remember what I said about the Qs. I think we're in the area of a of a top, but the market hasn't confirmed yet. Still in an uptrend. I was hoping it gap below this bar's low today, but we didn't. So we'll see. So there's the shippers. If anybody wants to play something climactic, shippers, a bit climo, a little bit. So yeah, USO, that was a fake breakout, so that's no good on USO. I just hope it moves up a little bit, and then I'm gonna kill it most likely. Not gonna keep it. Doesn't look good. But I would like to see it move up first. I don't even know that it is gonna move up. This will blow someone up for sure. I don't know what that means. Ah, huge put buying on US. Okay, well, okay. Market starting to get a rounding top, but too early to tell on the cues. And USO failed break. A market is again rounding top, creating a rounding top. The bigger the top, the bigger the drop. I bet you that USO is gonna break. I'd love to see it bounce first, and then we can maybe, then it'll be a pivot. But the market just turned bearish. The market just turned bearish. We still have that rising 20 on the hourly chart, but the market is turning bearish. The USO is gonna break. I'm gonna kill the USO, okay? I'm gonna kill the USO. I really wanted to see it pop a little bit first, but it doesn't look like it's gonna even pop on USO. Market just turned bearish. It's a little too early to tell to say so with absolute certainty. But based on what I'm seeing here, the market just turned bearish. I like bearish markets. You'll see. It'll be much easier going forward this week if the market turns bearish. If the market turns bearish, it'll be much, much easier. Gonna go ahead and just put the stop in the system on USO. I'm trying to save a penny by getting out at 80 rather than 79. But I'll just go ahead and put it in the system. IVR, guys. IVR. Looks good, yeah. USO is going to break 80. Rejected? Why is it rejected? USO is going to break. Probably. So feel free to kill it here at 80. Save yourself a penny. Okay? Or if you want to stick with it and wait for it to bounce, up to you. Okay, on the USO, but it just broke 80. Good. I'm glad the market is showing us some bearishness here. That's great. Because it'll be a lot easier going forward this week. And it's not a bad day today. Here's one P&L. Here's the other P&L. 3 and 1. That's 4K already. So not bad. but it'll be even better going forward. I didn't do anything in this account today, just the IVR at the open, and then this one I got filled 100 shares. Yeah, let's take a look at the HTZ. Let's take a look at the entire list here. I honestly just am kind of, overwhelmed with the questions. I forgot to stop the recording too. So I'm going to stop the